Hello, viewers. Good morning, all of you. Welcome to this session. I am going to talk about Jonathan Swift and his works today. Jonathan Swift was a great satirist, priest, essayist, poet, letter writer, novelist of England. Addison has said about Jonathan Swift, Jonathan Swift was the most agreeable companion, the truest friend, and the greatest genius of the age. Virginia Woolf, another great novelist of England, says about Jonathan Swift, "Once upon a time, this penniless boy, Jonathan Swift, was not allowed to sit down at the table with Sir William Temple. Now he was dining with ministers of the crown and making dukes do his bidding. In fact, his servant's chief duty was to keep out people. Addison himself also forced his way up by pretending that he was a gentleman come to pay a bill. For the time being, Swift was omnipotent. This great genius was born on November 30, 1667 in Dublin, Ireland. He died on October 1745, Dublin, Ireland. It is said that a man is what he finds around his surroundings. A man becomes what he faces or what he encounters in his life. It is true of Jonathan Swift. When Jonathan Swift was born, his father had died much earlier. He was born posthumously. After his death, his mother too gave him up and she went to marry another man. Poor Jonathan Swift was left to mercy of the Almighty, mercy of God. There was a nurse who picked up Jonathan Swift. She nurtured him, nursed him, looked after him for 3 years. Then the nurse gave the child to the family. His uncle brought him about. His uncle sent him to a good school grammar school. But Jonathan Swift did not pay much attention to his study. However, he continued his study. He entered Trinity College, Ireland. He did his graduation from there. Later, Jonathan Swift was admitted to Oxford University for his MA. He obtained MA degree from Oxford University and became a very industrious man, laborious man, hard-working man. Jonathan Swift suffered a lot during his life. His father died much before his death. Later, his mother left him, and a nurse looked after the child. Later, there came a beautiful lady in his life. The name of the lady is Verena. Jonathan Swift fell in love with this lady. Her name was Miss Jane Waring, but Jonathan Swift called her affectionately Verena. Verena was in love with Jonathan Swift, and Jonathan Swift also loved her passionately. But parents of Verena opposed this marriage. They said that Jonathan Swift is a very poor boy and he has no means to support his spouse. So they protested against the marriage between her and Jonathan Swift. However, she continued to love Jonathan Swift secretly. There was courtship between the two. But when Jonathan Swift proposed her to marry, she was hesitant. So Jonathan Swift decided that he would never marry in his life. There is another lady who came in life of Jonathan Swift, and her name is Vanessa. She was much younger than Jonathan Swift in age, but she was a very beautiful lady. Jonathan Swift had taught her, and later she began to love Jonathan Swift, and Jonathan Swift also had affection for her. Vanessa began to teach Jonathan Swift love. Once Vanessa said to Jonathan Swift, "Oh, a friend, I am your teacher of love and you are my pupil of love." But Jonathan Swift was not ready to accept her in his life, to marry her, because after the betrayal of Verena, Jonathan Swift decided that he would never marry in his life. In this way, we find that life of Jonathan Swift was a life of trouble, problems, trials and tribulations. There was much ups and downs in his life. This is the reason that Jonathan Swift became a great satirist in English literature. Just as Alexander Pope became a great satirist in verse because of the circumstances he had in his life, because of his deformity, illness, disease, people mocked at him. So Alexander Pope decided that he would mock at the world. In the same way, Jonathan Swift also turned a satirist, and he penned brilliant books. His literary outpours are in abundance. Here I would like to talk about some of the important works of Jonathan Swift. He wrote A Tale of a Tub. This is a very famous book. I shall talk about this book in detail later. Here I would only tell that this book defends middle position of Anglican and Lutheran churches. A Tale of a Tub is a very famous book. Later, Jonathan Swift wrote Battle of the Book. This book favors the ancient against the moderns. In this book, he says that ancients are better than the moderns. Ancient learning is better than the learning of the modern times. Again, Jonathan Swift penned the Journal to a Stella. It is a series of letters in which he criticized the policies of the commercial policies of the British government against Ireland. The next work that he wrote is Draper's Letters. This book came out in 1724. This is also a series of letters. These letters aroused so much opposition that the English offered a reward of $300 for the name of the author. Jonathan Swift wrote under many pen names. Jonathan Swift wrote Gulliver's Travels in 1726. It is a novel, and this novel is divided into 4 books. It is a brilliant satire on all aspects of humanity by pointing out the weaknesses, the vices, and follies inherent in all human beings. The satire reaches its climax in Swift's comparison of Houyhnhnms, horses, and yahoos, human-like creatures, in Book 4 of Gulliver's Travels. Through this book, he satirizes the entire human race. In 1727, Jonathan Swift visited England for the last time. He was declared mentally incompetent in 1742 and died in October 1745, leaving his estate to charity because he had no heir, no successor, no spouse, no wife. In this way, we find that the life of Jonathan Swift is full of pain, trouble, suffering, trials, and tribulations. He became an eminent author, a great satirist in English literature by dint of his own merit, his own quality, his own competency. That's all.